Before you get into going over all of these,
Tell me about it.
I've only watched like 3 anime, and I'm about to start my 4th for the season, so I am nowhere near where Brandon is on this. But if we're gonna cut this into an episode, let me introduce you guys. We are your good buddies. I am Roger. That is Brandon over there.
I am your good buddy Brandon.
And Brandon, what are you gonna tell him about?
Well, what I've done here is your boy. He done watched at least one, some of these 2 episodes of every new show this season. Most of these only have 1 or 2 out right now. Some of them have 3. But I've watched at least 1, some 2 of each of these. And this is all stuff for fall 2020 season of animes, new animes. And I wanted to, there's so damn many. I feel like we're catching up from the bad times, which we're still in, by the way.
Yeah, it's so terrible.
And there's just so damn many. There's something like, there's damn near 3 dozen new series like that I found.
Man, you bold.
That's just the stuff that's getting
you
streamed.
bold, brave boy.
I'm trying, man. I said at the beginning of the year, I'm going to try to watch at least 1 episode of everything this year.
Went out to the war and died for our podcast.
Look, hey, don't feel too bad for me, because some of these I've already dropped after 1. Everything ain't getting the rule of 3 this year. I'm sorry. But there's so damn many that I wanted to split them up and try to get them in a little, an easier way to understand how I feel about them. So I have metaphorized this as, if you can give me some like nice wind on a snowy mountain. Yeah. Welcome to your good buddy Brandon's Mount Vibe Check. Obviously opinions are my own, but
we mountain baby, we're going skiing.
We on a big old mountain. It's a vibe check for your good buddy Brandon. Seeing how it feels about these series. All of this is subject to change. Opinions are my own. By all means, if something I talk about being crappy on here you actually liked a lot, let me know. I will watch more and maybe change my mind. We'll find out. But
that's what them comments is good for, baby.
Let me tell you how this mountain's gonna work. We got the best of the best. Those are the shows at the what, Roger?
The tippity top.
We got next down, we have the animes that are hanging out a little bit, not quite to the top, but they're pretty high up. They are on the snowy plains of just fine.
They're on that snow cap area.
Oh, yeah. Next down, we got those that are not that great. I'm not out yet, but they're pretty low on the list. They are hanging from that cliff. These are my cliffhangers, starring Sylvester Stallone. And lastly, well, not lastly, we got 2 more. Next up, we have those that are straight up garbage. Throw them in the trash. These are in the glacial chasm. And finally, we're gonna start. We're going bottom to top. We're gonna start with the ones that didn't even make it to the mountain. These are snoozing at the lodge. They curled up by the fire with a nice mug cocoa. They didn't even get out. Just straight up fell asleep on these.
And I couldn't blame them.
Couldn't even get out on this one. First up, snoozing at the lodge. I don't even know how to pronounce this one, really. Warlords of Sigurdurfa. I think it's supposed to be Norse. I don't know. There's like aliens or something, and the military can't fight them because they're basically impervious to their weapons. So then Odin shows up and he's like, the gods are gonna help out by sending a bunch of cute anime girls to fly jets. That's it.
No, it's an airplane girl anime.
Dog, I literally fell asleep on this one, which, by the way, it had the audacity to put out a double-length 45-minute first episode. How dare you? No, Warlords of Sigurdurfa can just go right off, straight up snooze fest.
Can I see that word?
That's it right here. Warlords of... That is how it's spelled.
Sigurdurfa.
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 Because there's an R before and after the D. Anyway, next up, also taking a little nap right next to Warlords of Sigurdurfa, is King's Raid, Successor of the Will. This one is a pretty boring fantasy show based on some game. Honestly, if you can get through it, it's probably fine, but it was so cookie cutter and bland that I was like, man, I don't think so. Yeah, that's that one. Next up, in the same vein, Magatsu Warite, another cookie cutter show based on a game. This one was slightly more confusing in its premise, but nonetheless not, also not easy to follow and not easy to stay conscious. There you go. Fell asleep on that one. And lastly, this one I didn't hate. I did get through the full episode. It was just real boring. Ikebukuro Westgate Park. It's fine enough. It's a show about a gang that it's like these kids and they're like teenage and like young adult gang.
Do they have pompadours?
Not really.
Damn.
There might have been a couple. I didn't notice them though. It seems like it's more set in the modern age. It was actually originally, it's based on, this is the most interesting thing about, the coolest thing about it is it's based on a show from 2000 that starred Ken Watanabe, like a live action thing. So that's neat.
Oh yeah.
So
that's
hey,
neat.
pretty cool. But the show itself is just it's like a gang. They're, taking out drug dealers and junkies and trying to keep everything safe. It seems decently cool, but it's also trying really hard and it's kind of boring because not much happens. Snoozing. All right, that's it for those that are snoozing at the
lodge.
They at the lodge. They're having a nice
comfy.
cocoa. Yeah, they're having a great time. They got the little sweaters on. It's fine. Next up, we got those that, man, they tried it, but they fell straight off the mountain into the glacial chasm. These are the lowest of the low, if you will.
They were skiing down and they zigged when they should have zagged.
Yes, and there may be a little contention here. We'll get to it. But let's start off with, first in the glacial chasm, Dropout Idol Fruit Tart. This is an idol anime about 4 girls who are trying to make money to keep their production house going. Honestly, very cute art. I really like the art on this one. It's very cute. However, it has a embarrassing, I would say, level of fan service. And we talked about this a little earlier. I will say my tastes are evolving. I don't hate all the fan service. It just needs to make some amount of sense. This one, though, even though it's appropriate for a show like this to have a bunch of fan service, the end credits were like almost softcore porn. Like, it's nothing but candid shots of them like, oops, I fell over and my ass is in the camera and you can basically see my labia through the shorts. It's like, damn, dude, that's a lot. That's a whole lot. Also, like, it's got this weird thing where I can't say this word, infantilizes its characters. Like, this girl looks like she's 12. She's like, I'm 20. Are ya? And if you are, why'd they draw you looking so tiny and young? It just feels like that lolly shit. I'm not into it.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
That one didn't really hit me. Also does some like really gross stuff where like it feels like it hates its characters. Like, it shits on its characters with such regularity that I'm pretty sure. Kind of like Watamote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the
But
Watamote.
like, it's just they have no agency, and it's like, wow, that sucks. I just didn't like it. It's trash. Next up, this is the one we might have a little bit of contention with because Roger watched this one.
Okay.
Noblesse.
Yeah, because I do want to hit on this one.
So I'll write what I wrote. My exact words here. I don't even know, man. There's a pretty dude with 0 personality. He's some kind of vampire or something. There's lots of fights, and one dude looks like that weird-ass Reign the Conqueror anime. I'm good.
Yeah. Okay,
So I watched what is on the program on Verve, on Crunchyroll, as Noblesse, and there's 2 episodes.
Yep.
I also saw something called Noblesse Awakening. It's an OVA. I'm like, this thing already has an OVA? Roger, if you will.
it is the first episode that is crucial to watching Noblesse.
So obviously, I fucked up.
Yeah, and what's even strange about it is that it is only 30 minutes long. Mm-hmm. It's just a regular length episode.
Why'd they even have to do that?
For whatever reason, the animation is totally different. It's much, much, much higher.
So much work.
I don't know. So it comes from, let's talk about Noblesse a little bit.
Go ahead.
It is part of what I have seen or heard referred to as the big 3 manhwas.
What?
The manhwas or whatever, the Korean webtoons.
Okay.
It is one of 3, which the other 2 are Tower of God.
Okay.
And the God of High School.
Gotcha.
So it is in the same.
So this is the Crunchyroll original trifecta.
Yep,
is what
it
we're
is.
hitting. Gotcha.
That's exactly what this is. And I actually watching Awakening, I was able to understand the next 2 episodes.
Okay.
I was able to follow. I was able to keep up with its kind of stiff humor, and it's supposed to be stiff.
I got you.
Because your main character that's kind of aloof is 800 years old, or he's been asleep for 820 years, or
and
something like that.
He appears to have no personality in that first episode.
Right, he's just soaking everything in and trying to learn. He's much like
he got a phone.
He is much like the ramen that he loves. He's waiting for the noodles to multiply.
Yeah, I didn't. What does that mean? He said that. I don't. What is this?
So when they put the noodles in the ramen or whatever, as ramen. As it sits longer, it absorbs more broth. So it looks like there are more noodles. So he's literally waiting. Instead of eating it while it's good to go,
he's letting it get fat.
Yeah, he's letting the noodles get fat.
Jesus Christ.
And the show is essentially it's pretty boys whipping ass, and then they're also in high school. And
what? Yeah, there's also like a weird strike team of some of them are pretty boys. One of them looks strange, and I don't like him. The one with the knife. But like, there's like the twink dude who has like the sweater coming off one shoulder, and he's flying a drone with his foot. Like, what the fuck is
okay,
this?
so that guy he's not in the Awakening. He's part of something called the Union.
Okay.
Or whatever. They're going to be your bad guys. They're going to be your evil criminal organization.
Gotcha.
That are trying to use... Essentially, they're using power or DNA. I don't know exactly what it is. They haven't really explained.
Okay.
From these noblesse.
Okay. So
like
what
our,
I'm hearing...
Our main character here, our quiet...
800-year-old dude.
Cross earring boy. He is something called noblesse. He's very powerful. Essentially, they are like the Anunnaki or something.
Yeah.
They came down to Earth. They were so far superior to humans or whatever. The humans looked up to them, and they began
like
to form around them or whatever, and relied on them for help.
Gotcha.
And the noblesse view humans as weaker than them, but they also like them.
Okay.
They also feel for them. They want to help. They have no desire to do anything harmful to humankind.
Okay.
But humans, obviously, at some point, got some power from these guys, and they're mutating themselves to become stronger.
Roger, I love you.
And that is a problem.
I love you, but this does not make me want to watch the show.
Dude, it's just...
I will check out the Awakening.
Yeah.
And then I will go back to episode 2 of this show and be like, man, the art sucks.
It's very dry. And I kind of like it. It's supposed to be.
All right, man. We'll see how it goes.
I'm into it. I'm going to keep watching it.
All right.
I like... Brandon doesn't like Noblesse. I do.
Just as I said before, you tell me that it's actually better than I think it is, I will watch it, and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
So I'm going to watch it. We'll see what happens.
It quite reminded me of the demon of... the misfit demon of...
okay, you didn't watch that show, though.
I know, but the way that you explained it, that's what it reminded me of.
I don't know. That show, the dude at least had a personality, is what I'm saying.
Maybe he'll get a personality. I don't know.
Maybe he'll grow one.
He did send Franken that emoji.
Why is that dude named Frankenstein? I don't care. Anyway, next...
it's kind of dumb, and that's what's good about it.
That's fine. For right now, it is in the glacial chasm where it fucking belongs, according to me.
Well,
we'll get back... Maybe we'll get a rescue team to pull him out.
I'm gonna give it some climbing gear.
127 hour style. We're gonna cut that arm off, get him out of there, and put him on the tippity top.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll find out.
I'm gonna at least give him some climbing gear, maybe a pickaxe or something.
Give him a python. He can crawl his way out. Speaking of climbing his way out, next up in the garbage pit of the glacial chasm, Iwa Kakeru Sports Climbing Girls. I really wanted to like this show. It's a sports anime about a girl who becomes enthralled with the ladies rock climbing club and ends up being pretty good at it because climbing these walls is you literally call it solving the wall. You call it solving the problem. And she was previously a super huge gamer nerd who that's all she did was puzzle games. So this is hitting the same wavelength and she's loving it. I really wanted to like this one, but episode 2 throws in a predatory lesbian trope and has her basically assault one of the characters for laughs. And that's not okay. So this one, into the icy depths.
You telling me that there is fan service in an anime about girls climbing rock walls?
Well, yeah. But no. Okay, but when the fan service is tied to assault,
I just wanted to be able to make my joke. Just let me have it.
You nailed it, bud. You nailed it.
Thank
I love you. Next up, my Setsu opening act. How the hell y'all gonna make a show about a bunch of girls doing comedy? There's a kid following her dream of being a stand-up comedian and make it so painfully unfunny. It's not funny at all. Into the trash with it. Lastly, Assault Lily Bouquet. Show's really horny. It's a bunch of cute girls in maid outfits who are fighting giant robots and shit.
Oh.
I wanted to like this one again, but not unlike the last one. There's a lot of predatory behavior that's aimed at the protagonist, which is always just played for laughs and fan service, and it's not okay.
Yeah.
So that's it. And man, the camera loves looking at these girls' thighs and their little like their freaking stockings and shit. It's like, damn, this show is horny. All right, next up, we're getting into the actual not complete trash. I'm not out yet. These are the cliffhangers. They are hanging. They might fall, but right now they're hanging on.
Yeah, they might drop down some gear to Noblesse.
They might. Starting...
or no less might
grab an ankle and pull himself up.
Yeah.
Terrible. All right, first of all, Akudama Drive. Fast-paced, hyper-violent. It is censored, I will say. Hyper-violent, but like, you see someone's head get cut off and there's like a big black blob over it, so kind of a bummer there. You want to see it. You want to see it, but, you know, I don't know. If I'm going to follow this one. If the show gets real good, maybe I'll get the Blu-ray and we'll watch it. Maybe we'll get the uncensored Blu-ray, like the uncensored Blu-ray of Domestic Girlfriend, which is currently sitting on the table in front of me. Roger, you monster.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I didn't buy that.
It's right there. You bought it with birthday money. Anyway, back to Akudama Drive.
It's a special edition, baby.
Akudama Drive. It's set in some kind of cyberpunk future that follows several strange, super-powered criminals and one good-hearted normal girl who all get suicide squatted. Basically, they got collars that'll blow up.
Okay.
Admittedly, this show is very flashy. It is very fun to watch. It is very cool looking. It feels like it's trying kind of hard. Like the first 2 episodes, the names are Seven with a 7 instead of a V and Reservoir Dogs. Like it's literally just taking action movies and making that the titles. Okay, cool. I get what you're going for. But like, only time will tell if it has the substance to back up all that style. It does have a lot of style. So I'm not out yet. We'll see how it goes. Next up, also hanging from the cliff, Our Last Crusade, or The Rise of a New World. Very confusing. I'm not going to say very confusing. It's just kind of weird. The story's a little bit stale, is the big point here. Basically, there's a war between these two nations, one of them which seems to be all technological and shit, and the other is high fantasy magic, and the high-powered dude from the tech side is told he has to go and capture the high-ranking magic lady, and she was a witch, he has a sword, can I make it any more obvious? They, of course, meet and end up being like, yeah, okay, we're gonna, like, make out or something. I don't know.
Hey, give me one French kiss.
Your finest French kiss, please. Basically, the war bits in this one suck. The fights are, like, not that good. Like, there's some cool, like, magic shit, but for the most part, the actual action is meh. The bits where the two of them meet and are hanging out in the neutral city. The neutral city? Hey, I really want to go see the opera, but it's real close to the enemy territory. What if we made it neutral? I want to see the opera too. Okay. That just exists. Fine. They literally go and see an opera and end up bumping into each other after they almost killed each other, and that's how you can't fight in the neutral city. So they end up like kind of hanging out.
City, baby.
Those bits are admittedly really cute. The thing that bums me about this one is it kind of lingers on the girl's giant boobs, which wouldn't bother me if it was more honest about it. If you're gonna do the fan service, do the fan service. Don't tell me it's a serious love story and then show me just titty joke. Commit or don't. All right? That's what I'm saying. Commit.
Yeah. We all get tired of the elephant in the room. Just
do it, man. If you're gonna do it, do it. You cowards. Anyway, next up is Moriarty the Patriot, also hanging from the cliff.
I was curious about this one. I haven't watched it yet.
I don't hate it. I watched it with Haley. She's really big on like old-timey Victorian shit, so
yeah,
she was
Sherlock
like,
Holmes, right?
Well, kind of. She was like, man, honestly, this is some shit I would watch in high school, so she's down to watch more of it, so we'll probably hang on to it a little bit. It's specifically about Moriarty.
Yeah,
Sherlock has not been introduced yet at all, but it's a young version of him. Sherlock Holmes' nemesis, solving crimes and doling out vigilante justice. Bad guys do not get arrested, they get dead. Which is fun. It's basically Victorian-era anime Dexter, and that's fine. It's fun.
Sounds pretty sweet, man.
Yeah, it's fun.
I was curious about it.
Next up, we have, man, you know, this is the one I should be in love with, but it's hanging. Adachi and Shimamura. This show's slow burn Yuri love story. Deliberately placed, it's pretty cute, but it lacks the hooks of, you know, your Revolutionary Girl, Utinas, or even Bloom Into You. It's hanging from the edge as it has a habit of lingering a bit too long on these girls' thighs, which isn't so bad, but again, that doesn't really fit in with the whimsy of this show. It's a very cute show about these two girls who are clearly going to end up falling in love, but like, I don't know, it's really slow and kind of boring. It just doesn't have the hooks, you know? It's not bad. Next up, I'm Standing on a Million Lives. This is an isekai about a straight-up misanthrope dude who gets sucked into a game with two female classmates, and you have to spin a big wheel to get your character, and it's like, this big chunk is for rogues, this big chunk is for warriors, and then there's like a bunch of tiny ones, like, oh man, those are the super special ones. He lands on one of those. Super rare character, what am I gonna get? You're a farmer, here's your pickaxe. He's super underpowered. The show is pretty boring. Not a lot happens in this one. It's like I don't really care. But the only reason it's not any lower on the list is because if this ends up being the isekai where the dude is super underpowered, then maybe I'm down for it. We'll find out.
Okay.
I don't know. But mostly I'm like, I just kind of don't care. Last up, by the grace of the gods, this is another isekai. These two isekais are both hanging from the edge. Featuring a grown-ass man who gets otherworlded into the body of a young boy with crazy strong magic and shit. He lives in the woods with a bunch of slimes. That's basically it.
Sounds kind of cute.
It's pretty cute. It's just nothing happens. It's very boring. It's not boring enough for me to straight up fall asleep. It's cute enough. It's just boring. Not a lot happens in this episode. The big reason it's not any higher up, because honestly, it's not just that it's boring. It's that considering the end of that episode and the end credits, it looks like there's going to be like a young girl character who's introduced, and the idea of it kind of seems like it's doing the puppy love thing. And I'm like, that's cute and all, but that's a grown ass dude in a kid's body, and that skeeves me out a little bit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know. We'll see
how that
one
goes. What if it's a grown ass girl in a kid's body?
Well, then it's mostly fine. It's still weird. It's more okay, but it's still weird.
Yeah, sure.
If they're both grown ass,
if your first scenario,
if they're grown ass consenting adults who both got isekai'd into younger bodies, still feels weird.
Oh man, I could have just hit a spoiler for a current show right now.
Oh Jesus! Well,
it's a live action show. I'm not gonna do it.
Good lord. All right, we'll talk about
that
later.
But there is a show on Netflix right now where that very much applies to that.
Okay, well maybe I'll check it out and tell me about that later. All right, we've made it up to the actual pretty good stuff, the snowy plains of Doing Just Fine.
All right.
First up, this is one I had to trick my girlfriend into watching because she hates Inuyasha. Yashahime, Princess Half Demon. Pretty fun show. It's a sequel Inuyasha thing. It's about like the cast of Inuyasha's kids who are now living and like basically they got separated at a young age. One of them fell down the well and ended up in like, you know, our world or whatever in the future. And then like manages to get back, but everyone's forgotten about him. The other kids who they were friends with forgotten about him. It's really crazy. There's a mystery. It's a lot of fun. It's an absolute nostalgia trip if you enjoyed Inuyasha. If you are like Roger or my girlfriend Haley and you did not like Inuyasha, obviously you're going to avoid this one. But if you were fine with it, I didn't really have an opinion. I thought it was fine. The original show, it's very cute. And just watching that first episode, man, there is a lot of fun little references. You get to just see those characters you knew doing the things they did, and it's cool. It's fine. Don't hate.
I can see people loving it.
Yeah. Next up, this one I actually like quite a bit. Wandering Witch: The Journey of Elena. It's a travelogue anime featuring a talented young witch. Very cute. Basically, she becomes a witch, becomes a full-fledged witch. She's flying around. She's going to go from city to city and all this exploring and meet other people. And it's one of those, very episodic. The episodic nature of it means it's only going to be as good as its stories are. So we'll find out. But it's really cute. And what I really wasn't expecting for such a cute show was the absolute badass magic fight scene in the first episode. It whips ass. She is like straight up magic dueling this lady, and it's bad ass. Like killer, freaking rad, breakneck, super cool. And then it goes to being super cute. She's flying around in episode 2. Check out the first one at least. Maybe if you watch the second one, you're like, hey, that was kind of boring. Cool, you can skip it. Check out that first one at least. Next up, The Day I Became a God. This one, it's pretty close to tippity top for me. Pretty odd show about a dude who randomly meets a young girl who claims to be the omniscient god Odin. Weird premise already. The show is fine. The girl is super cute. She's the best part of it. She's goofy, she's quirky, she's having a lot of fun. Super cute. The other characters are kind of meh so far. The big deal here is that she claims to be very omniscient, and she does a pretty good job proving that. Like, she is predicting all this stuff that's going to happen with pinpoint accuracy. What no one has bothered to, like, the dude by the end of it, like, seems like he basically believes her finally after doubting it their whole time. What he has not considered is that several times throughout that first episode, she tells him straight up, hey, the world's going to end in 30 days. So we'll see how that goes. It's pretty, hoo boy. We'll see.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
I really like this one. It's almost a tippity top for me, but honestly, the only part I really loved was the girl character. The rest of them were kind of meh. We'll see how it goes. It might end up be getting even better. Next up, Kuma 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 Bear. It's a fun name.
What is Kuma 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 Bear?
I'm glad you asked, my good buddy Roger. It's a VR MMO anime where the main character is constantly looked down on because she wears this super adorable bear costume rather than any kind of armor. She is, of course, crazy OP. So, haha, got you. You thought I was lame, but I'm super strong. Got you. Whatever. It's very cute. It's not in any way like offensive yet after the first episode. I don't know how much meat there is on that bone, but it's cute.
Dude, you're so brave going through all these isekai animes, dude.
That's a VR MMO. It's
okay,
basically an
that's
isekai.
true,
Yeah, you're right. Next up, this is one I think you'll really enjoy if you check it out. Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai. There's honestly
Dragon Quest related to the game?
Yes,
okay.
It is straight up based on it. It looks Dragon Ball-esque because, you know, same art and whatnot.
Yeah.
Basically,
Toriyama.
yeah, you got this orphan kid. He's raised by monsters. He wants to be an epic hero. It is Dragon Quest. It is super fun. It is, man, if you want to just grab you a bowl of Captain Crunch, sit in front of the TV, and pretend it's Saturday morning.
Damn, Saturday morning cartoon
baby,
level.
It is hitting every one of those, just all the way down. It's absolutely Saturday morning cartoon.
Definitely sounds like one I would like to check out.
Bro, you gotta check it out. Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai. I really enjoyed that first episode. It's very cute. Next up, Tanakawa, Over the Moon for You. This is a pretty cute, kind of weird show about a dude who straight up loves at first sights on this girl. He's like walking, he sees her. My God, she's beautiful. I gotta ask her out. Oh, I gotta run across the street and get to hit by a truck. Just straight up, flat out. Boom, unconscious.
Yeah, stop me if you've heard this one before.
Just absolutely decked. Before he passes out, he manages to get back onto his broken legs, find her at sitting a little bit like a block away, walks on two broken legs, bleeding from his head to her, and confess his love.
Okay, that sounds great.
At which point she tells him, hey dude, you need to go to the hospital, but also, fine, I'll go out with you, but only if we're married. He then passes out, ends up in the hospital. Couple years later, time jump, sitting at a shitty apartment by himself doing nothing. He's never even touched a girl, and he's just doing nothing with his life, you know, trying to get his college stuff going. There's a knock at his door. It's her holding a marriage certificate that needs his signature.
Oh my God.
Boom, baby. It's not bad.
That sounds fucking amazing.
It's pretty cute.
What is the name of this one?
It's called Tanakawa, Over the Moon for You. It's on Crunchyroll, I believe.
Gonna have to check that out.
It's pretty cute. That's the only first episode. There's more to that episode. I didn't tell you the whole thing.
Okay.
But I think it's cute. We'll find out where it goes. It could end up being a big old pile of garbage, but I'm into it right now. So there you go.
Well, you know that I love things that could end up being a big old pile of garbage, in your opinion.
I'm looking at a special edition one that comes with, let's see, uncensored video, 10 uncensored art cards, and a fabric poster in this domestic girlfriend special edition. Yeah, I know you enjoy things that could be total.
It's really nice foiling, you know. The foiling process they use on the box is very good.
All right, I got one more here in the snowy fields of Just Okay, doing just fine. And this is one of those that I need to talk a little bit more about.
Okay.
But here we go. It's called Hypnosis Mic Division Rap Battle. So, to call this a rap battle anime would be very generous. It is, in fact, a show about several cute boys who happen to be in groups and gangs of 3, half of whom have heterochromia, 2 colored eyes.
Yeah.
And they happen to rap. It's a show about pretty boys who rap.
Do they spit bars?
Dude, it's pretty wild, man. So the whole thing is like, you got the bad boys, you got the like professionals. There's like a doctor who raps, and when he raps, his microphone transforms into a caduceus, the wing of which says "Ill Doc." You got one group that just makes no sense to me, which is a high-ranking gangster, a very proficient detective, a cop, and a dude who's in the Navy, and that dude raps into his big old walkie-talkie, his big radio. I don't know what this is. But I don't hate it, and we'll find out. I am side-eyeing it pretty hard for 2 reasons. One, it seems to have a weird issue with women. The show starts with a militaristic almost dominatrix who apparently just took over the government with her group, the Party of Words, I believe they're called, and has outlawed all guns and weapons. Instead, disputes will be settled with special microphones that can apparently bend reality to one's will, assuming their rhymes are dope enough. So, like, you will see criminals.
This sounds amazing.
You will see criminals who are about to fight, and, like, the cops show up, and they're like, huh? And they all reach into their coat jackets and pull out microphones. I shit you not. It's weird. It's absurd. I don't know.
How is the music?
So the beats and stuff are really good. I like them a lot. The animation, when they're actually rapping, it kind of goes into that like idle anime thing where like they're all CG for a little bit, which I don't love, but it's fine. What's happening around them is freaking bonkers. Like when the dudes I was telling you about, the Gang Police Navy, and that is their chorus to their song they sing in the first episode, Gang Police Navy. It's fucking weird. But like when the gangster starts rapping, he grabs his microphone, it like lengthens into a full length mic. Behind him, a giant coffin that is a speaker pops up with two more on either side, and two giant skeleton hands rip open the coffin, and a giant skeleton head comes out, which is also a speaker in its mouth. It's bonkers visuals. It's so weird. And I don't know if it's supposed to be funny, but it's pretty funny. But yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know with this one. It's called Hypnosis Mic Division Rap Battle.
I gotta check this
Hypnosis Mic is one word. All right. So that's it for the snowy plains of Doing Just Fine. And finally, here we go, kids. We made it.
We on the top.
The tippity top. I got 4 shows for the tippity top.
All right.
I will start with one that I will say nothing about. Everyone, please go watch Talentless Nana. Just watch the first episode. I don't want to say anything else. Just watch that first episode. Can't really say anything. You want to go in as blind as possible. Please watch the first episode of Talentless Nana. Next up, Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle. This show is adorable. Very cute. We got a stereotypical demon king, lord, prince guy who shows up in the very stereotypical kingdom and kidnaps the princess. And then the very stereotypical blonde hero with his shining armor is like, I will save her. But then instead of having anything to do with that guy, we just cut to the princess who is sitting in her pretty nice room in the demon castle and being like, ain't shit to do here except sleep. This pillow sucks. I'm gonna go get a new pillow. And she manages to like finagle and break her way out of the cell. She ends up making friends with some of the demons. She's like going around trying to find the best stuff to make the best pillow and make the best sheets and make the best everything. And it's just a very cute show. I don't know if it's gonna like, again, I don't know how much meat there is on those bones, but it's a very, very cute show. And it was very hard for me to watch it and not just be like, aw, like the whole time. Also, here's a random one. It has a very, very strange reference to that Clock Tower game. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Clock Tower.
Clock Tower's on PlayStation, on Windows, on a bunch of stuff. Do you remember, like, Scissor Man, right?
Yeah.
The little weird guy. So there's a bit where she sees someone, one of these demons walking through the castle wearing this really beautiful silky cape, and she's like, I gotta get that cape. So she finds this dude who is called a scissor mage or something. He's got an arm that's made of giant scissors. She's like, hey, can I borrow those? Can I get a pair of those? And she gets a pair of scissors, and she gets out of the thing. The next thing we see is one of the demons reporting to the prince, the princess has escaped. She's out by the clock tower with a giant pair of scissors. And then it just cuts to her literally doing the scissor man walk with the giant scissors. And I'm like, that is such a random fucking reference to make, but I appreciate that.
Yeah. It's not as random as you'd probably think.
It's pretty fucking random.
Well, I mean,
I feel like a lot of people don't even know what Clock Tower is.
I think, well, I mean, it originates in Japan.
Well, right, but...
So, Clock Tower had been out actually much longer than before we had it. We got it on PlayStation. It was on Super Nintendo.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, it's still pretty random.
Yeah. I would imagine that it probably has more of... had more of a cultural impact than it did here.
I mean, certainly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that one. Fun show, very cute. I'm into it. I'm gonna watch some more of it. It's a lot of fun. Next up, Here's one Rogers is gonna be down for. Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh yeah, I'd be loving this one right here.
I wrote. Here's what I wrote. This is a real banger of a shonen, featuring a tough but pretty chill high school teen who ends up neck deep in the world of curses and demons and shit. Mappa is putting a lot of money into this one, and it fucking shows.
It really does.
The animation is killer. The intro alone is killer. Everything about the show, killer. We will see how it goes. It could end up I might end up not liking it later, but right now, super into it. Yeah. Very cool.
I talked about
flashy.
it a little bit in the last episode, the last ramble, and I will say after seeing the second episode of it, I was a little disappointed because I was hoping it would have more to do with Occult Club. I don't know that it is actually dropping that aspect of it.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. The second episode led me to believe that was the case, but I really do enjoy it. I really enjoy these character designs.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's really interesting. But let me tell you, Roger, it's not my favorite this season.
Okay.
It's not even my favorite Mappa series this season.
Okay.
Because my number one, my personal favorite, the Sir Edmund Hillary Award for the tippity-toppitist, goes to the Gymnastic Samurai.
Okay.
This show...
Please tell me about this.
This show's so damn cute and so damn fun. We have an aging gymnastic star and single father named Jotaro. Sure. They call him the Gymnastic Samurai because he wears his hair in a ponytail. Kind of looks like a stereotypical samurai. All right. He is facing down retirement. He's getting a little older. He can't really keep up like he used to. And when he randomly encounters an illegal immigrant ninja who finagles his way into moving in with them, it's super fun. There's a little bit of meh CG in here because Mappa's not putting all their money into this one, but it's mostly just very cute. So it kind of gives me hints of the what's it called, Kakushigoto?
Yeah.
It's a little bit like that one because basically you got this dude and his daughter, and he doesn't want her to know that he might have to retire because that's the basically only that's the biggest connection he's got to her. But it's just a lot of fun, man. It's super cute. They have a pet hornbill. You know hornbills?
Yeah,
they have a pet hornbill.
The giant bird.
The giant bird. They call it Big Bird, and it's teal with a little star on it, like it's a freaking Care Bear. I don't know. It's just really strange and cute and fun. And I every second of this show, I was just more and more charmed by it. There's also bits where so when they meet the random ninja, they go to, I watched it with Haley. We would describe it as the Ninja Sans Fair because it appears to be just a place you go where there's ninjas and people talking about ninja culture and shit, and there's ninjas running around and they have ninja shows. It's like a Renaissance fair for ninjas, which is rad. And she's on the way there, so the whole thing is set in 2002, so there's a lot of weird early 2000s nostalgia. She really loves The Matrix. A bunch of dudes in suits come to try and get this ninja because you find out later he's an illegal immigrant or something, and she's it's Agent Smith. It's really fucking funny. Also, the outro is another fun reference to early 2000s because it's literally just the main cast covering Orange Range's song Shanghai Honey, which was apparently a huge hit in 2004. Huh. It's really fucking cute. It's really fucking fun. I don't even know, man. I don't know where this is going exactly. I'm not convinced that this illegal alien ninja character isn't an actual alien because he don't seem to understand anything that's going on. He's just a total rando weirdo who ends up inexplicably moving in with them. It's just a lot of fun. It's just very charming. It's a lot of fun. I love this freaking show far. After one episode, I love it.
Sounds cute.
It's a lot of fun. And that, my friends, takes us to the end of Brandon's Vibe Check Mountain. We got there.
Your bold boy Brandon here is really taking one for all of the good buddies out there.
I said before, I want to watch at least one episode of everything. I'm trying to get at least one episode of literally everything. And listen, you heard on there, a couple of these literally put me to sleep. So I'm not going to live up to that completely.
Notably missing is Higurashi when they cry. And
of course.
Okay.
I told you I would leave that. I was leaving that one off because we were talking about it on the show. I would probably, that one's easily I don't know if I'd say tippity top, but it's definitely the snowy plains of just fine.
It's got some snow boots on.
It's doing just fine.
It's trucking.
Oh yeah, it's got the big old tennis rackets on its feet and everything, and a baseball bat in its hand, and it's caked in blood.
Yeah,
just caked in blood.
Good God.
Oh my Lord. But yeah, there's so many damn shows this season, and there's more good stuff than I thought.
There's a lot of really short ones I noticed too.
Yeah, I'm not watching any of those. There was one that I started to watch, and I was like, oh, this is one of those short ones. I'm not gonna watch the whole thing. I got maybe like a minute in, I was like, oh wait, this is porn. Yeah. There's a couple. Like there's the same thing. Like I think a couple seasons ago, there was one. I can't remember the name of it now, but I started watching it, before I realized it was like a 15-minute one. Like I got through the whole thing before I realized it was a short one, and I don't count those. Sorry. Straight up porn. Like it's literally just this dude's a gladiator, and because he's the strongest human, he's the strongest gladiator. There's like these two orc girls that like gotta get that baby batter, yo. And so
was this the one from a couple seasons ago?
It's from a couple seasons ago.
Yeah.
I think it was called Peter Gill or something. I don't remember. Some bullshit. There was another one this season that I like was flipping through, and I was like, "What is this?" And I started watching. I was like, "Oh, this is porn," and just clicked it out. I don't remember the name of it. I'll look it up and text it to you because I know you want to see it.
Okay. Duh.
But yeah, man. There's a lot of shows this season, and there's more than I thought there would be. Are very good.
Yep.
And some that
so far everything I've checked out I've been enjoying.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. I definitely think you need to check out Talentless Nana. I think you definitely need to check out...
That one's... I meant to check it out already, but I fell asleep.
Yeah. Buddy.
I fell asleep on the couch with the remote in my hand.
With a nice mug cocoa.
I did not make it.
Well, so there's a couple in there that I mentioned and you sounded really into, so I'll try to remember which ones and text them to you, dude. I think you definitely...
I'll catch them on the...
Mike,
whenever I do the playback to edit the video, I'll catch it.
Yeah, man. You definitely got to check out that Dragon Quest thing, though, man. I feel like it's straight directly inside of your alley. I think you're going to like that one.
I like it.
I actually, literally, I was waiting, like later when I get home, I'm going to pour me up a little bowl of fucking sugary-ass cereal and put on the second episode.
Fruit Loops?
I think I actually have Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh, good.
Sometimes I like to mix a Cinnamon Toast Crunch with Captain Crunch and make Super Crunch.
Oh, man, dude. You got to get the Cinnamon Toast Crunch churros if you haven't yet.
I heard that was good.
They are freaking amazing.
All right.
They are amazing, dude.
This is now a cereal podcast.
Yeah, it's a cereal podcast.
This is not a cereal podcast.
Let's roll ourselves on out of here.
Let's just beat it on out.
Yeah, I remembered the thing that I wanted to talk about earlier.
Tell me.
It was Domestic Girlfriend.
You monster.
Let's get the butts out of here, dude. I can't breathe anymore.
Oh, baby. Well, we're going to go ahead and break on out. So, thank you so much for checking out our show. Again, I talked a lot about shows from this season, fall 2020, that I, so far, again, vibe check. This is just an episode or two in. So, subject to change. But if you guys think, man, that show he said was really cool is actually shitty, or that show he said was really shitty is actually rad, let me know. Roger already told me, no bless. I'm going to check out Awakening, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, hit us up. Let us know what you think we should be checking out. There's a number of ways you can let us know what we should be checking out. The easiest way to do that is, of course, on the YouTube page. It's Rapid Kick Media. Good Buddies on YouTube. We're on there.
Yep.
Leave us a comment while you're at it. Like, subscribe, and click that bell so we can give you the notifications.
Hit us on that Discord.
Absolutely. Hit us on that Discord. Link should be in the notes for the show, wherever you found it. You may also be listening to the podcast. We are on podcast or Podbean. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Google Podcasts. Leave us a 5-star review and tell your friends. We'd love to get some more people out here listening to us and joining in the conversation about these cool cartoons that we love so much. But thank you so much for checking us out, and see ya. Love ya.